The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate it all. For 3 days, the silence in Bamako was deafening. While Western headlines were already writing the obituary of the Malian transition, claiming the government had collapsed and its leader, all in all, the savior, the protector, the unifier, the messiah, the king of kings, the most loved, was in flight. General Assimi Goïta was moving in the shadows. When he finally emerged, he didn't just speak, he dismantled a narrative. The April 25th attack, a massive city coordinated assault, was designed to be the unaliving blow for the alliance of Sahel states. But instead of a funeral for the state, the world witnessed a masterclass in resistance. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the latest Dojin 1. All in all, just didn't speak. He exposed the people that are behind this assault. The choreography of Goïta's return was a calculated strike against disinformation. First, the handshake with the Russian ambassador at the Koluluba Palace sent a message to the West. The pivot to Moscow isn't just a policy, it's a permanent reality. Then, the visit to the military hospital in Kati. By sitting with the widow of his fallen defense minister, General Sadio Kamara, Goïta turned a strategic loss into a national rally cry. He proved that while leaders can be assassinated, the architecture they built remains standing. He didn't just blame the T group, he named 3-tiered architecture of destabilization: armed groups on the ground, collaborators within the gates, and the external sponsors, providing the high-level intelligence and logistics.
These attacks are not isolated incidents. They are part of a vast destabilization plan, conceived and carried out by terrorist armed groups and their internal and external sponsors, who provide them with intelligence and logistical support. I am addressing you at this moment of utmost gravity that our country is experiencing following the terrorist attacks that occurred on April 25th, 2026. These highly complex, well-coordinated and simultaneous military attacks specifically targeted the various strategic localities of Bamako, Kati, Kona, Mopti and Gao across the region, and Kidali. Thanks to the extraordinary swiftness, high level of coordination and unwavering professionalism demonstrated by the National Armed Forces and security agencies, a decisive and powerful counter-strike was dealt to the attackers. Their primary objective was to destabilize the region and create a climate of widespread violence throughout the specific communities and surrounding localities that were targeted in this assault. Thanks to the remarkable composure of the men involved and the steadfast maintenance of a strictly coherent chain of command, the enemy's incredibly cunning and deceptive plan was successfully foiled, resulting in a significant number of their forces being effectively neutralized. At this very moment, as I am speaking to you now, the entire security system has been comprehensively strengthened and reinforced. The current situation is firmly under our complete control, and the extensive operations of sweeping, searching, exploitation, intelligence gathering, and securing are all continuing to proceed without interruption. The Malian men and women. In these deep moments of our collective sorrow and grief, my very first thoughts go out to the victims and to their families and loved ones. I bow my head in solemn memory and deep respect for our civilian and military compatriots, those who fell under the relentless and cruel blows of barbarism. On behalf of the entire nation, I offer my heartfelt condolences to the families who are grieving and extend my deepest sympathy to those who have been wounded. It is with a profoundly heavy heart and great sadness that I wish to pay a deeply heartfelt tribute to our late and distinguished Minister of State, the Minister of Defense and Veterans Affairs, Army Corps General Sadio Kamara. His sudden passing represents a truly immense and irreparable loss for the entire Malian nation, as we mourn a dedicated leader of unwavering commitment. This exceptionally valiant and dedicated officer served the Republic of Mali with unwavering loyalty, immense courage, and profound dignity. demonstrating a remarkably strong sense of duty at a critical time when our entire country is deeply engaged in a fierce and challenging struggle for its future against terrorism. To his family, his loved ones, his colleagues, and all the armed and security forces, I extend the deep compassion and the full solidarity of the entire nation during this time. His commitment will remain etched in our collective memory, and his sacrifice obliges us. May Allah grant him his infinite mercy. My dear compatriots, these attacks are not isolated incidents. They are part of a vast destabilization plan, conceived and carried out by terrorist armed groups and their internal and external sponsors, who provide them with intelligence and logistical support. This is the moment to reaffirm Mali's firm determination to stay the course of its renewal. The citizens of our nation have collectively made a profound and historic choice, that of sovereignty and true dignity, which powerfully symbolizes the act of firmly taking full control of their own destiny. This choice is the expression of a clearly stated and fully assumed national will. It comes at a price, and we are aware of that. Although inherently challenging and difficult by its very nature, this choice is the single most important and only path truly worth taking, if we want to offer our children a future that is truly free, fundamentally just, and remarkably prosperous. The Malian people, the hardships we are going through in these difficult times are, in reality, only ambitions on the noble path that leads to prosperity. We must keep in mind that it is in times of trial that a nation must strengthen its cohesion and unity. A broad and unified national consensus is now absolutely essential and indispensable, and we must all, as one, rise together to firmly stand up against the growing threats of division and social fracture. My dear compatriots, now more than ever is the time to place your trust in your armed and security forces. They are engaged in a complex struggle against terrorism. These military and strategic operations will continue until the total and comprehensive neutralization of the groups involved and the permanent and enduring restoration of security throughout every single region across the entire national territory. I also ask every single citizen in every neighborhood, in every local community, and in every small village to show the utmost vigilance and a deep sense of personal responsibility, and to support our dedicated services by transmitting any potentially useful information for intelligence and prevention through our established and secure official channels. That is why I also urge you not to give in to rumors, nor to panic-inducing messages or manipulations. In these incredibly challenging and uncertain times, the spread of false disinformation can easily become a dangerous and powerful weapon in the hands of terrorists. The nation of Mali urgently requires absolute clarity rather than succumbing to widespread panic. Today, on this special occasion, I would like to highly commend the collaborative synergy of action within the Confederation, of the Alliance of Sahel States, whose dedicated unified force works tirelessly every single day to bring lasting peace and stability to our entire region. I would also like to take this opportunity to formally acknowledge the exceptionally high quality of our ongoing cooperation with all of our valued strategic partners, especially the Russian Federation. I have instructed the government to take all the necessary measures to further strengthen assistance to the victims, provide support to the bereaved families, and ensure comprehensive care for all of the wounded. True national solidarity and unity must not be a simple empty word or a hollow promise. It must be a tangible action, a constant presence, and a concrete form of support. No violence, no intimidation, and even less so desperate attempts at destabilization will be able to reverse the course of our country. These essential reforms will continue forward, our national sovereignty will be further strengthened, and our people, standing tall and more resilient than ever before, will take immense pride in successfully overcoming this difficult ordeal together. I thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Before giving this speech in a major escalation, Jama'at Nusrat al-Islam wal-Muslimin, JNIM, has also officially declared the start of a complete siege and blockade of Mali's capital city, Bamako. The group's spokesman, Abu Hudhaifa al-Bambari, also known as Bina Diarra, released a video statement announcing the total encirclement, warning civilians not to interfere between JNIM fighters and Malian army forces or risk being treated as targets.
All in all went ahead to tell us that we should also make sure that we take information from credible sources and not to listen to these people who are trying to spread false information and to cause fear and panic, because we saw that when this thing happened, a lot of information from their media were circulated, and because they have the largest platform, that is the places that people always go to sort information from. And we've seen that even the content creators of Africa, or the African content creators, also even till date still take their news from these people and help them spread their propaganda against us. And we need to resist from that, because information warfare is also part of this game. And we know how emotional we are. And sometimes when we even push the wrong information, by the time we get the right one, this one doesn't go. So we need to make sure we exercise patience. This time it is not the fight of Mali, it is the fight of us all. So whatever information you receive, please, like I all in all is urging us, let's take our time, wait for them to give us information about what is actually happening before we move forward. Because these people are trying to spread false information, make us weak. Make us weak, put panic in us, fear, because the moment we lose the strength in us, they win. So please and please again, African content creators, please, let's stop helping these people or tapping the information that these people give us. Please, let's wait and listen to our all in alls. This fight, as some of us, we sit and present the situation as if it is happening in Mali, because sometimes when you hear some of our content creators talk, it is like it is the war of Mali, and we are not putting ourselves into it. And then we sit down to say that our country police. This time what is happening, like Captain Ibrahim Traore said, the Black Winter is going to start in West Africa, Sahel, and it will spread. So don't sit down and make it look like this thing that is happening is only the fight of Mali. It is the fight of all of us. And one thing they are not telling us is the gravity of what they have done to them. From the Russian Wagner and to the Fama, they did exactly what these people never expected. But they are just quiet. They don't want the whole world to know. But we have proven to them that we are more prepared. And the things we always see our leaders acquiring, they are not for fun. Some of us sit down and say that we want peace. We have to pray for peace. Please, as an African, you should wake up from that sleep that when you are looking for peace, you pray for it. The people who brought us their religions never come to us with religion. They always come. Look at what happened in Mali. Which of them came with religion? And even the people who are religious, whatever, are the same people that are leading this against us. So we need to wake up. This is the time we need to unite and come together to build ourselves in unity and stop spreading fear and panic among us just because we take information to create content from these people. In this war between us and them, because what is happening in Mali is affecting all of us. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we'll make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world, in Africa, West Africa, and in Bamako.